After your great senior year, you was named to the Indiana North South All-Star game, which you became during that time the sixth player in East Chicago Central history to be sent to that game. That was a great accomplishment. Give us your history on that event.
Man, it was great. I mean, I love that experience. It was pretty much like a 3-week thing. The first week we pretty much did like a meet and greet type of thing around the McDonald House. We passed out jersey to the kids at the Ronald McDonald House. You know, we visited a lot of memorials at the Indiana Black Expo. You know, it was Black Expo weekend that weekend, so we did that. Then we made that trip to the Indiana Hall of Fame, which you say, where there's only 6 other players in East Chicago history, which I believe was like Martell, France, Aaron Smith,
Bruce Robertson, Rob Smith, Tom Lukowski.
You know, and then to go in there and to see those players from East Chicago, guys who you grew up seeing and knowing those guys, you know, seeing their name on the Hall of Fame and knowing that your name gonna go there too, where, you know, nobody can ever take this from you, you know, even when I'm dead and gone, you know what I'm saying? You will ever go to the Indiana Hall of Fame and see these guys, you know, that was like, man, that was surreal for me.
Gotcha. How did your game go?
The game was not a good experience. I mean, I wouldn't say it wasn't a good experience for me, but I just was in the wrong situation, you know, to have a good All-Star game for myself. I played on pretty much an option team. We had about 7 of the 8 of the state's top running backs on our team, so we were pretty much a power football option run team. So I really didn't get the opportunities that I needed to do what I wanted to do in the All-Star game. Whereas, but in practice, you know, we got to go against each other every single day, you know what I mean, and seeing the great players. So, you know, I got to showcase my talents on a daily basis out there while we were going through tour days. You know, I remember my guys calling me, you know, about, you know, articles in the Hammer Times about what I was doing in practice, but I didn't really get to show that in the games. But, you know, playing against the great players, the Brandon Moores, the New York Jet now, you know, guys like that who were out there, you know, it was an experience that I'll never forget. You know, it was a lot of talented players out there.
Okay. Now it's time for recruiting. Give us your insight on the recruiting process, what schools is looking at you, and why you chose to go to the school you picked.
The recruiting process, I had a few schools that were recruiting me. I had offers from Illinois, but at my SAT situation, I was a late qualifier on the SAT. They pretty much fell off on me, and they ended up taking Eugene Wilson from Maryville. Yeah, he was, you know, Super Bowl champion, Houston Texan, you know. And I had offers to places like Northern Iowa, Northern Illinois, Northern Michigan, Western Michigan. Western Michigan also fell out on me due to the late qualifying SAT thing. And the thing with Northern Iowa, for me, we had a guy from East Chicago, Jahi Garrett, a great East Chicago player, former East Chicago player, who was there. But I really didn't
Northern Illinois.
Northern Illinois, I'm sorry. Yeah. Northern Illinois player. I really didn't go, at that time, that program was pretty much rebuilding, so they were pretty much 0-10, 0-11 for a couple years back to back, and I really didn't want to go through that, you know, leaving home, and I knew I was going to be on my own, and having to deal with losing every night. I kind of really didn't want to go through that, and Northern Iowa was pretty much my next pick, and I was going to go to Northern Iowa and be a defensive back. But the University of Northern Michigan gave me the opportunity to be a wide receiver, and I really thought I had the chance to be a playmaker on the next level. So, dealing with that, I took the scholarship to Northern Michigan, and you know, it ended up happening. Whereas I ended up reporting to camp, and they telling me that they had a lot of guys at my position at wide receiver, where they don't believe I would have seen the field as a freshman. You know, learning the playbook and things like that would have kind of hurt me.
Question real quick. Now, you know, you scored 20 touchdowns. So what was the reason why schools didn't want to give you the opportunity to be wide receiver? Was it because you was a tweener between maybe a wide receiver and a running back, or what was it?
I believe that probably was the instance where they don't know if they wanted to put me as a running back or a wide receiver. But me myself, I was always the one, because you get to meet and greet with those guys, and you get to talk to them, you get to know each other a little bit. So I was always the one to tell them it doesn't really matter where you put me. I'm a playmaker. I just make plays. That's just how it is. And it was kind of up in between. I had a couple of schools, the Western Michigan and Northern Iowa, would recruit me as athletes. They was going to bring me in and put me where they put me and give me an opportunity in each and every one of those spots to try to make plays. So I had those opportunities, which fell out on me because of my SAT scores, which I was a late qualifier. And so I ended up settling with Northern Michigan. And I wasn't, I wanted to go there just to showcase what I can do. I thought I can go there and showcase what I can do and be a wide receiver instead of going to Northern Iowa and being a defensive back. I felt like if I went to Northern Michigan, I could make some plays, and we'll see what happens after that. But getting there and reporting to camp, I was moved to a defensive back. That was pretty much telling me that was the only way I was going to see the field, because I wanted to see the field as a freshman. And I felt like them telling me that they knew that I was a player and I should be seeing the field as a freshman. So I took it in stride, and I went hard at it. I ended up starting 7 games. I missed 4 games due to injury. But it was a great time. But I ended up having problems with our head coach at the end of the season, and things kind of went sour after that for me as a football player.
Okay, and that's one of the big mysteries that's about Chris Browder, is that Indiana North All-Star, 20 touchdowns, got a love for the game, great athlete, played as a freshman in Northern Michigan, and then was just done playing forever. I mean, up to now. What happened?
A mistake, as being young and not asking for help, being selfish. I don't know if I can call it selfish.
Yeah.
But I didn't ask for help. When I got myself into the situation where I was in, where I left school, I didn't reach out to anybody to help me get back into school. When I had people that were reaching out to me, trying to get me back into
like
school.
Who?
I had coaches who I played with, guys who were like the defensive backs coach, the defensive coach, wide receiver coach. They end up all the coaching staff from Northern Michigan ended up busting up pretty much after that season. So those guys went other places, and I kind of got offers to go other places, and I never really took them, and I don't know why. You know what I mean?
Because as you know, I was still trying to play ball, and I was coming to you all the time.
Definitely.
I can get you with me.
I can get you here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why?
Now, man, and I can't say that I didn't want to. That's the crazy thing, because I really, really wanted to get back into doing it. But it was just hard for me, man. It was hard for me to leave what I was doing, which really wasn't much at all. But I kind of got just trapped back into the system that I was in, and the lifestyle that I was living. That
did your Uncle Reg reach out to you? Did Coach Richards reach out to you? Because I know everybody knew about it.
Definitely. My Uncle Reg, he after his high school career, he ended up playing at Joliet Junior College for a year. So he still had ties there. So, we put that in the works pretty much right after I got out. I was going to do that, and I enrolled in everything. I got my classes together. I met with the coaching staff. Everything was a go. But I didn't report to camp, It was just a bad decision on myself because as a person, I truly felt I had the talent to play,
Oh, hands down.
to go on another level. I mean,
Hands down.
and playing with guys, that you see make it to the next level, and knowing that, yeah, I should have been right there with those guys. It's a bit, it's a disappointment, definitely, but you got to take it in stride and move forward.
Out of that whole process, what do you regret the most out of that whole situation?
Not going back to school. Not going back to school. Not just to the fact to be an NFL player or anything like that. Not going back to school and getting a degree. Because, football led the way for me to get a degree. And that was the thing that I failed to realize as a youngster. I just thought that I'm going to go out there and play football. I'm going to go to the NFL, and that's going to be the best, that's going to be my life story. But, sometimes it don't happen like that.